Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tash at We Offer Wellness and today I'm with Alexina. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hi, we've just been speaking about how you live life so free and you're over here, then you're over there, and currently you're in Portugal, and then only for
Yeah,
three
that's
months.
right. Yeah.
Do you want to start by giving us a little bit of an introduction about yourself and what you do, who you support, who you help?
Yeah, sure. So I am an online coach, and the dream and the vision is to do um, personal practice too. But I do find that the online work is super special because it means that I can help as many people out there as possible in lots of different areas of the world.
Okay.
And it's still a really powerful way of allowing people to heal. Now, I do trauma and energy coaching. So anyone that's experienced trauma and from lots of different paths of trauma. So it could be bullying at school, it could be hearing their parents shout as a baby, because obviously trauma stays stuck within us. It's not just in the mind. So it's whatever's in your body and it's stayed within you. It could be a car accident, grieving, and allowing people to actually understand the emotions and energy blocks that it's bringing to release them of those blocks, to allow them to not feel pain, anxiety, to not stop them from feeling love. Because a lot of people, their trauma stops them from actually having healthy relationships. And that's my real passion, is allowing people love back in their life. So
Mm.
I found that entwining the emotional and energy healing together from trauma is super powerful. So that is
Mm.
kind of what I do.
And everyone has bits of trauma just naturally,
Yeah,
right? That can
yeah,
be something quite small, I guess, to quite high. And that
yeah,
reflects what we do, like you said, our relationships with our even friends as well, right? As well as relationships with your
yeah.
partner. Okay, so
Literally like anything.
yeah, so on the website, on the We Off Wellness website, you've got emotional energy healing and emotional wellness coaching. So
Mhm.
actually, let me take a step back and ask you, how do you even get into all that then? So, what led you to look into trauma and the emotions and helping people release?
Yeah, so I actually just updated that as well to trauma coaching,
Oh, cool.
because what I found was a lot of people need support with the trauma. Like you were just saying, it's like so many different levels of it, and it can be from really small things or really big things because it's all tailored to you as an individual. What I might be able to cope with, you might perceive as trauma. So I think that the emotions that come from it are from the trauma. And I got into this because I experienced quite a bit of trauma myself. So um, I actually saw my gran pass away when I was younger, and then I experienced quite a few friends passing away or wanting to commit suicide, and I helped them come back from that. But also, I experienced my own like suicidal journey myself, and I had to bring myself back out of that. And I did it alone, and it took a lot of energy, a lot of pain, resilience, time. And I think if people had those resources and people to go to in those times of need, not just times of need, but time of like maintaining, like I'm in a very healthy mindset now, but I still go to people to maintain the health within myself. So I think as many people that can have support, the better, because people shouldn't have to do it how I did it alone. And it's really difficult doing it on your own. And if I can take that pain away from anyone, not that you can take the pain away, but you can support them and guide them and really make sure that people feel at home and comforted while you support them through something that can be really either devastating or even more traumatic. The healing can be traumatic in itself. So if you can guide someone with that, I feel it's a really special path to go down with working. And then energy healing. I did a lot of retreats and a lot of workshops with other healers. And I had a lot of occasions where people would come to me and they were like, you just made me feel like how I wanted to feel for like ages. And like nobody's been able to help me do that. And I came across this like natural ability to be able to understand people's trauma and emotions and allow them to feel joy again, um, before they could even know it.
Hmm.
And I think it's common. I think it is a really common thing that sometimes you can get so clouded in your emotions or what's going on or the trauma that's happened that you don't actually understand what's going on for you. Or you might understand it, but you don't know how to get out of it. And I find it incredible that like I can be there to help people come through that.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Thank you for sharing all that as well, especially about your experiences and the trauma. What do you
Yeah.
think helped you? 'Cause you said you did that alone. What were the little pathways that you had to take then? Was, I don't know, did you just have a lot of self-awareness, I guess, and was reading loads? Like what helped you get out of that? Do you
Do you
remember?
know, it was a lot of resilience. I think from experiencing my first like adult area of trauma, which was when my gran passed away, um, it made me realize how much childhood trauma I had as well.
Mm.
And then it sent me in a spiral. And then when other people were coming to me wanting to commit suicide and I was helping them with it, in that time, none of what I was going through even came to my mind. I just was able to help them because I felt the same, but I was able to put what I was going through to the side to help them. And I I don't know, I just like found a natural direction with it, to be honest. And it wasn't easy at all. That's literally what I really want to put out there is doing it alone is really hard. I had to use every single moment that I wasn't working to, yeah, read books, read podcasts, take myself into my own thoughts, journal, and which is really difficult. When you're like in this darkness, you're literally like, I don't want to be doing this. This is
Mm.
awful. This is really horrible. I'm literally causing myself more pain. But journaling really helped me, and I'm a natural writer, so that expressing it out on paper really helped.
Hmm.
Um, and eventually, like 4 years into it, I went and got help from other people that could take me those extra steps further. And I think that's what made me realize we shouldn't do it alone
Mm.
because I would have got to where I was if I had help so much faster. But it's not even about the speed, it's about the pain that I endured during that time. And like the energy output I had to put into it was so much more. And it's like, is your money worth that pain and the energy? I
Mm.
really, really don't believe it is.
Mm. Yeah, the support is really, really key as you're
Yeah.
describing there. So with your sessions and the type of people that you draw into your circle, what are the characteristics that you kind of see? Is there any common traits that people are drawn to you or common symptoms and things that they're going through?
Yeah, a lot of people feel stuck. A lot of people don't feel like they've had love in their life for quite a long time.
Hmm.
And even if they're in a relationship for or married for years or even 20 years, they might feel disconnected. And that might have been for the last 6 months, or it might have been for the last 10 years of their marriage, or however long people feel stuck, disconnected, a bit lost, waking up anxious and not really understanding why they're anxious. Or if they do understand why they're anxious, they have no idea how to control it or how to allow themselves to sit with it.
Hmm.
Um, and a lot of people want to run away and like not be in that moment,
Mm.
which is perfectly normal. But yeah, they're the main feelings that people have when they come to me. Um, a lot of people are also still stuck in the past.
Mm. Yeah.
Um,
which is
which is so
making you worried
difficult.
and anxious,
Yeah,
right? And then you
yeah,
said like sitting with the anxiety. That's how I heard it then.
yeah,
So yeah, like I guess every emotion is telling you something and you shouldn't be pushing it to one side. Like I guess you're meant to sit with that, even if it's anger
yeah,
or anything, that it shouldn't be that
yeah. Allow it in.
bad. I
I
need to
I
get rid
want.
of it.
Yeah, like a lot of people want to push it to the side, or they go, let's just keep going on, let's get on.
Mm,
Um, don't let that come to you. Like, and I'm like, no, allow it in, feel it. And I think sometimes people might think I'm a little bit nuts when I do my practice because, yeah, like you say, it's anger. Like people go through basically a grieving process, no matter what the trauma is. Like you don't
mm,
have to experience death to experience grieving. It could be an old relationship that you know was really bad for you, but you just still are really struggling to let it go. Anything that you're trying to let go, or even to the point where people are really joyful and they're really happy, like got a new job, but there's still something in them that feels almost guilty for leaving their past job.
mm,
Even things like that, you're grieving the process of letting something go. And yeah, I think people think I'm crazy because I'm like, let's let that anger out. Let's make some noise. Like, let's actually allow yourself to feel everything that you need to feel. So, like breathing in and then releasing whatever sound comes out with it,
mm.
whether or not that's tears or it's frustration or anger, like anything. You have to like feel all of those emotions because you feel lighter and so much brighter for it.
Yeah, because they're energy in motion, right? And we get told, I guess, that they're negative. You shouldn't be angry. You shouldn't be crying, like man up or anything. And
Yeah,
just like on a personal level, with anger, I always feel like I say I am never get angry. I'm not an angry person. I don't like shout. I don't feel like I'm angry ever, which
yeah,
I guess is wrong because that's an emotion that we all have, and I haven't expressed it. I must be suppressing it. So I think ages ago I did something, some like little membership thing, and they said about punching pillows and like letting anger out there, which I just felt stupid. But yeah, I guess it's like seeing all the emotions as something that needs to be expressed through us in an appropriate manner, right? Or they get blocked, I
yeah,
guess they get trapped inside of us and
yeah.
expressed out in different ways. Okay, so what do people I was going to say expect from your sessions, or like what does it look like your sessions when someone comes to you? What does it generally look like?
So it's completely on the person. I don't follow a rigid structure. I have a place of where I want you to go, and I'll be able to talk through that pathway with the individual. But there's no set rules. It's completely tailored to the individual because the acceleration of somebody's healing is completely personal. It depends on how stuck they are in the trauma, how many obstacles are coming into their life. Do they have challenges that are just going to appear out of nowhere? And then we have to help heal those things before we can even look backwards. Like, there are so many different things that come up in life, and it would be really naive to just be like, oh yeah, we just do this every week
Mm,
because there's never ever going to be any challenges that come up. And how can you heal the past if you are currently stuck in the present? Like,
mm,
so it is just completely free flowing. But what I would say is you can expect a lot of compassion, empathy, a lot of understanding to not just your life, but the people around you. I like to create a really safe and secure bubble for people that I'm not just here holding your emotions, I'm here holding all of your loved ones. And this is a space where we'll connect you and allow you to have more love into your life. What that looks like is completely down to you, and how far you allow me into your center point is down to you as well. But the more we can go in there, the more love and light and just power you'll have to like envision your life forwards. And I think the more they can let me in, the further I can take them,
mm.
and also in that shorter amount of time. So yeah, there isn't a specific pathway. It is really down to the individual and how much that they can give me at certain times.
Do you find at the start people have a wall up and then you're slowly
Yeah.
cracking away at it? yeah, that must be really nice to see, I guess, and very rewarding for you.
Yeah, like the first two sessions, I think are probably quite intense for me as well as them. But yeah, as soon as that wall starts coming down, it's also the fulfillment of how much joy people can have in their lives through just one or two sessions.
Mm.
And I'm like, if you aren't doing those one or two sessions, you're stopping yourself from having all of this joy. Like it's there waiting for you. And like that fulfillment for me is just magic. Because
Mm.
they really do. Like after like one or two sessions, they're like, I'm looking forward to the next one. I can't wait. Like this is a magical feeling. And I'm like, it's just life. Like this is what your life is meant to feel like.
Yeah. That's amazing. That I can feel the passion as well radiating from you. Like when you say that, that's really powerful. And it just portrays, yeah, the passion that you have with your role and how you support people. So I think
Mm.
that's a nice potentially way to leave it there, unless you feel like people need to know anything more about your offerings and experiences.
No, I feel like I've talked a lot
Mm,
there.
that's good. I like a talker.
But yeah, I hope people can have a little snippet into it more so because I feel like it is actually really difficult to get across on social media sometimes the real like depth and understanding of what it is. It's not complicated, it's not hard, like it's just a space to sit in. And
Mm,
I will hold it and guide it, and they just need to put themselves into that spot for that moment. And even if it's really difficult,
mm,
it is just sitting. They can say nothing, and that's okay.
mm. That's beautiful. Well, thank you
Brilliant.
so much for your time. Really appreciate it.